And that
Okay.
allows each client, each company, to really tailor the system to how it will work best for them, right? So I've been doing this a few
Okay.
years, seen a lot of different clients use it in a lot of different industries. What do you guys currently do now? Do you have anything in place to help you find new candidates and help with the hiring process,
Uh,
or?
no, a little background on me. I've been in home health for probably 30 years. And my last project ended about in 2016. I've taken 3 or 4 years off, and I've decided I've got enough in me to give it one more run and do one more project. Um, we had at the last company we built it. We had 1,600 employees in 22 locations, and so we needed a standardized way to attract talent, and we would just use the individual search tools like Indeed and Monster uh, and that kind of thing. So when I saw ApplicantStack and it looked like it was using what do y'all have, half a dozen of them that you attach to, it seemed like the way to go. I'd never run across it before. And I think it would have been a much better solution if I'd have known y'all had been there 15 years. We'd have been using you a long time ago.
Sure. So yeah, organically, our system will allow you to post to Indeed, Google, LinkedIn, and Glassdoor. So those will all be included with the monthly subscription, and they don't require that you have an account on those other job boards. But we also tie into ZipRecruiter, Monster, but those job boards, they require that you have an account on their platform. And so from what I understand, you'll have to sign up for an account. There may be a cost associated with that. And then we're able to link our system to your account, allowing you to post those jobs on those platforms. There's
Okay.
also,
So some of them come with ApplicantStack, and some of them we would have to sign up and pay for. Okay.
correct, yeah. There's also the ability for you to post jobs on different job boards. So I'll show you here in a minute how when you're building each job listing, once you put in there, the nature of the job, your description, qualifications, your requirements, down at the very bottom, you can quickly create new sources. So if you've got industry specific job boards, collegiate or local job boards that you would like to post to, you're able to do that as well. So you're really not limited to just the name brand job boards, right? You're able to post essentially anywhere. So that makes it very unique as well. So
Yeah.
um, tell me about your,
Okay. Yeah. I'll be interested in seeing that.
yeah, yeah. Um, so tell me a little bit about your team. How many of you get involved in the hiring process?
Well, it changes as we grow. In the beginning, there'll be three of us. And like I said, this is just the beginning of a new project. And since the employees that come on are so important, every time we get a patient, we'll need an employee. It's almost a 1-to-1 ratio. And, over the course of a year or two, we can grow to 300 to 500 patients. So as we grow, then I start wearing fewer and fewer hats, and I'll assign those duties out. It'll eventually end up under human resource, and then human resource will direct the individual sites across the region to on what they need to do. And so whether we centralize it, like everything comes into the corporate office and we send out the referrals, or we let the individual sites do it, I don't know what we'll do yet. So
Okay.
there could be 3 or 4 people at corporate processing that, or there could be 1 or 2 in each site doing that. I don't know which way would be more efficient.
Okay.
And I can make cases for both of them.
So are you guys nationwide, or are you mainly in one state? Tell me about your
No,
reach.
right now we're in Texas. We're in a small town outside of the Dallas-Fort Worth metro. And the way I've done it in the past and the way that we'll do it now is we will start here and serve a 50-mile radius, and then we'll start growing in ever increasing concentric circles. And when that takes us across the state line, then we move across the state line. So,
Okay.
does that make sense?
It sure does. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, can you see my screen okay?
Yeah, I see a static picture of you.
Okay. Let me share my screen here.
Oh, yeah. And I see you moving your cursor. Yep.
Okay. So on your screen is the dashboard. I would imagine that you've seen this if you've logged into the trial. Now the trial is a live account, and that will turn into your account once you upgrade to a paid subscription. So whatever work you do, whatever you build, whatever candidates you gain during that 14-day free trial, they will remain in there. So it's very accessible because it's all cloud-based. You have unlimited postings to where you want to create jobs, where you want to post them, and you have unlimited candidate resources in terms of who applies and who's going to come back into the system. So how we navigate is up top. You've got your different areas to work in: home, jobs, candidates, emails, and within each one of those areas, on the right-hand side, you've got a secondary menu. Now, depending on your user access, that may change a little bit. So if I click on my users in the right-hand menu, this is how we bill our system. This is what controls the pricing structure, is the type of roles and how many individual roles you would like. So you get a standard of 6. You'll get 1 administrator, and then you'll get 5 hiring managers. Now the difference between those 2 roles is the administrator has complete access into the system. You can also make configuration changes to the account, right? So it's keys to the kingdom. The hiring manager is going to be limited to what the administrator assigns them in terms of jobs to manage. So as I create a nursing job, a staffing job, I'm going to assign that to a hiring manager to manage the job, but also engage with candidates that apply to those jobs.
Okay.
Now you can add more administrators, you can add more hiring managers. It will just increase that monthly subscription. So again, you get 6 standard, 1 admin and 5 hiring managers. Okay. So I'm in the back end of the system now. So on the left, you've got your configuration menu. So if I click on job boards, you'll see the job boards that ApplicantStack talks to. You can control which ones are activated or deactivated, but we do talk to all these job boards. So if you have an account on Career Builder or Dice or Monster, we can link our 2 accounts and you can post jobs there all day long. If you want to use the organic features, then you've got Glassdoor, Google, Indeed, LinkedIn, and then the social media sites, right? Those will all be free.
Okay.
Now, you can opt to pay Indeed additional funds if you would like to, enhance your listings. So try and get more exposure once you post them for free. So that is an option.
Okay. So there's plenty of things we can play with and see what works for us.
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay, great.
Okay. So from there, what I like to point out is the library. So if I click on my library, this is where we're going to design certain things for you to use. So you can create job templates so that you can quickly create those job listings and not start from scratch each time. So you would just create a job template and put in, kind of your job description, the abilities that you're looking for. That was a bad example. Let me go click another one here. Right? So that way, if you're hiring the same position over and over and over again, you can quickly just create a template so that you've got the information ready to go. And then when you want to build the description, you could go over there and you can make changes to this, but it's just the foundation, right? So it's quick, it's easy, it's simple.
Okay.
Okay.
And we could just repost it if we wanted to as is, I assume.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. Next, you've got questionnaires. So from here, you can actually design applications. We do provide you with sample applications that are attached to each job, but you can build your own application if you would like, customize it, change the questions, change the format. So that is something that can be done in the library. What a lot of clients are doing is they're using just a standard application, but then they will create questionnaires and they'll have specific questions designed for that position. Do you have this ability, this certification? What's your level of education? And then they'll create scoring rules to tell the system, hey, based on how this individual answers, I'm going to rate them. So that when my team is looking at a pool of candidates, we can see who our best fit is, who may not be qualified, or we let the system tell us who's knocked out, right? They just don't meet the requirements that we're looking for. So that's a really handy tool, just to save time, right? Let the system tell you, hey, here's your best fit candidates. Don't waste time on these other candidates because they just don't meet the requirements.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be very helpful. There were several job positions in the last project, in the last company, and I tried to get involved in going through them, and there was a lot of what I ended up calling junk. People that just didn't apply. I mean, didn't fit at all. And if you can rate them, then this can do that for us. That'd be great.
Absolutely. And that's something that we can help. So once you upgrade to a paid subscription, we do include a complimentary implementation and training call. So that's something that we can help get set up for you, right?
Show us how to edit the rules and whatnot.
Okay. You also have in the top right-hand corner this white question mark. You can launch a help center. And this is a resource that's available to you all of the time through the portal. This is just a searchable knowledge base. So I can search keywords and it will pull up videos, instructions. So down the road, if you are more into, making changes yourself rather than reaching out to our support team and having us do it, you can very well make custom changes within your account yourself.
Do you charge for the support team?
No, it's included with the monthly subscription.
Okay.
Okay. So you can go to the help center, or I can actually ask a question, and we've got a 1-800 number, or you can send us emails, and our team has a 2-hour turnaround time to getting back to you, which is very, very fast.
Mm. Yeah, that's pretty good for a company y'all size.
Right?
So, okay.
Yeah. So some other items that you can design in the library would be pre-designed or canned emails to go out to your candidates as you move them through the hiring process. Okay. Now the hiring
Okay.
process you can set up, or you can use our default process. So if I go back to the home screen, down here at the bottom is my pipeline. So this will show me all of the jobs that I've created, and this is my workflow. So what are
Okay.
the stages that your candidates move through when they apply for a position, right? They're going to be a new candidate. You want the system to send them an email letting them know that we've received information. We can do that. What's your next stage? Some type of manager review, right? Then a phone screen, then an interview, reference check. So this is just a pretty basic default workflow, but you can change that, and you can also create multiple workflows for different job positions. So if a accounting manager only has one phone screen or one manager review, but your CNA has 2 manager reviews, a reference check, and a drug screening, I can create different workflows for each position.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
It's extremely helpful, right? So the emails can be tied to be sent out as we change or move the candidate through the hiring process, right? Staying engaged, letting them know where they're at. Speed to hire is everything, right? Nothing worse than when
Yes.
you're a candidate and you've applied for a job and you don't hear anything for a couple of weeks, right? So that's the thought
Yeah.
behind pre-canned emails is I can design templates to go out, right? So application received. So here's an email that will be sent out to that candidate once we receive their initial application, once they apply for a job.
Okay. Well, that's great. Staying in touch with them through the whole process so they know where we are.
Yep.
I like it.
You can also turn on texting features. So that is a separate monthly charge, but if you wanted to be able to text directly through our system, you're able to do that as well. And
Okay.
it's a
Are there
two-way.
canned text to send, or do we type in our own?
It would be a type in your own.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the library is where we'll build and store different information. So if you wanted to keep offer letters in here, so you could actually hire individuals through this system, there is an onboarding component to this. And that would quickly allow you to, again, store all of your new hire forms in the library. When you're ready to hire candidates, you just move them through the process, and then you're able to securely send them that new hire paperwork that they can then fill out from home. So they don't need to come into the office, right? So I'll show you
To
that
do
as
that.
well.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Can we store the individual offer letters? Like we made an offer to John Doe, and so that offer letter is filed, so we can pull John Doe's offer letter, or is this just a template?
So that would be a template, but when you do send those out
Okay.
to the candidates, if I click on the Candidates tab, they do have a profile, so to speak. So this is where
Okay.
no matter where the candidate applies from, right? So this dashboard will give us quite a bit of information, right? The name of the candidate, the job they applied for, if they've been assigned an internal recruiter or hiring manager to work with. Your team can rate, leave a disposition, leave feedback on the candidates, but you'll also see the source column. So that will tell you where your candidates are finding your job listings and where they're applying.
Okay.
Now, if I click on one of these candidates, it'll actually store information. So I can text them, I can email them, I can review any attachments. So if we're collecting resumes, certifications, but also offer letters. So after I send that
There's
offer
that
letter,
letter.
yep.
Okay.
So,
Not sent. So if you sent it, then I guess it would change the status. Okay.
yeah. And then if they need to sign off on it, they can. So that's something else that we can add is here's an offer letter. I want you to sign it and send it back. Okay. So then we can just move candidates through the stages, right? The workflow. So that's the green area right next to their name. So as your hiring managers review documents, right, I can just move them through the process. And then if we've got pre-canned emails going out, those will be sent automatically.
Okay.
Okay. So the system,
And we keep up with that for the workflow page that you showed me earlier.
correct.
Like what was sent. Okay.
Correct. Now, you'll also be able to view information on each candidate, right? So you can check their workflow stage, look at their timeline.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, you can do it both ways. Okay.
Uh-huh.
From
And
a
they've also,
pipeline view or individual view.
correct. And then each candidate has a history tab. So the history tab will show you all the information, right? Emails, texts, if they've applied for multiple positions, if you've scheduled an event, because you can tie our system to Microsoft Outlook or Gmail, and that can help you schedule, events. Okay, so you can actually send them your calendar and say, hey, I want to set up a phone interview or an on-site interview. Here's my calendar. Pick a day and time that works.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
So extremely simple, lots of information, easy to navigate. Now, if you do get a walk-in, you can create candidates in the system. So I can do it manually if I need to. I can upload their resumes, other supporting documents, and then they'll be listed in this dashboard right here. So you're not limited to employees or new candidates applying online from Google or Indeed. If they walk in or you need to upload them into the system, you can.
Okay. Yeah, there are, we do get referrals and, as many people as we go through, the referral is, can be a significant portion from time to time. So that's good. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So very easy. Now the jobs tab is just as user friendly. So this is just going to show us a dashboard of our jobs. Now this list may get large, so you can filter specific jobs, departments, locations. So if you want to find just a specific job that you're working on. On the far right, you've got the stage. So just like your candidates, your jobs will have stages, right? Is it open? And if it's open and it's launched, you'll see what job boards you've posted it to. You can set up an
Okay.
approval process. So if one of your hiring managers creates the job and you want to approve that job and then launch it to a job board, you can set up job approvals.
Okay.
Okay. Now, creating a job is extremely simple. So again, in my right-hand menu, I just go to create job, and I've got options. I can start from a blank form, and that just means that I don't have a template created, and I'm just filling out all of the necessary areas from scratch.
Got you.
So you can create new jobs on the fly, or I use one of the templates that I created. And they'll all be selectable here for me to say, yep, I've already got a CNA listing. I'm just going to go and fill out some information over the top, right? Change the job ID so it's fresh when it posts to different job boards. Change the location. So it's very easy to create new jobs, right? And then you'll just assign here down at the user access who's working on this job. So the job owner can actually make changes to the job after it's been launched. So if I need to edit the listing, if I want to pull it down, if I want to cancel it, versus a hiring manager, Charlie Brown, Ian, and Inigo, they are dealing with candidates that apply for this position.
And they can be the same as a job owner, but they don't have to be.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that would help, because human resource create the job and be the job owner, and the hiring managers could be out in the field, so to speak, but at the different sites. Okay. Yep. I like it.
Yep. So very, very simple. And then of course you've got your workflow. So if I've created a specific workflow for this job, I can select that, or it'll always just go to the default workflow. And again, that default workflow is found on the home screen right here.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So once I've created my job listing, then I can go back into it and I can customize it. So if I want to add questions, if I want to add a custom application that I've created, I can do that. If I need to change or set any scoring rules, let me find a different one here. I think this one I've got some. Yeah. So I can change the applications if I've got multiple. I can look at the scoring rules. I can change those up if I need to. And it's very simple, right? So I could create rules here. What am I looking for? The value, save. And then I can start building questions, right? But I recommend that that's always done in the library so you can save it and reuse it.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep. Good idea.
Yep. So then from there, you just go to the Launch tab and you pick where you want to post this job to. So you can bulk select, or down at the bottom, as I mentioned earlier, you can create new sources. So if you've got specific job boards, industry, niche, collegiate, there's like a 4-stage process, right? Where I can create a new source to post to. And all I do is I just add in the name, and then I just copy and paste the URL to that job board one time. And then I just select it here.
Okay.
Okay. Then when I go to post,
yeah, some industry organizations will have their own job board, I guess, and we could post to that. That's what you're saying.
Yes. So a lot of my clients, they've got specific job boards. Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. That's great.
Yeah. So I don't have to go through one at a time. I can just hit post job over here on the right. And then as I mentioned earlier, if I wanted to work with Indeed outside of ApplicantStack and I had some additional funds, I can work with Indeed to pay to enhance my listings. Okay, but that would be done through
Okay.
Indeed, not through ApplicantStack. A lot of clients choose not to do this, so they'll just skip it down here at the bottom, and then they can just
Okay.
bulk select, the job boards that they have active. And then you just answer a few more questions about the job listing, and then it'll go live on those job boards. Now, when you're a new customer and you post to job boards the first time, it goes through a verification process. So it may take up to 3 business days for your first listings to go live. Once everything's been verified by the job board, then they'll go live within, a couple of hours.
Okay. They still get reviewed or something. Somebody on your side has to click OK.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's just for the first initial job board listings.
Okay.
Okay. So one other cool feature I like to point out is you can actually preview your listings. That's right. And the job board skins are customizable. So this logo up at the top, you can change. You can put in your banner, your logo. But on your screen right now, this is the exact listing that they'll see. So it'll have the white background, the blue highlights, but if you want to change that and customize that, we can. There are associated fees to design job board skins. Maybe you want it to match your website or change the color. So that's a custom option that we do offer, but there is a one-time fee to do that.
Okay. And that may help too. So that's good. Good to know.
Yeah. So down the road, something you can always do. So they'll read about your job listing, and then once they hit apply, whether it be through Indeed or Monster or LinkedIn, now ApplicantStack is taking over. So here's the application that you've included. So they're going to fill out all this information, and then they're going to submit it back into the system down at the bottom. So you can create custom applications like this one, or you can use more of the basic template that we provide. And that's found in your library in your trial account.
Okay.
Okay.
It sounds like we have it built. The library is where we will work from to get started.
Correct.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Correct. Okay. So that's where you'll primarily work, is in the jobs and in the candidates tab. So just as candidates come through, who's ever a part of your team and a part of the review process, they can come in here, review resumes, they can leave feedback if they want to on each candidate. So, right, this is a top prospect, this is not a prospect, here's why. So it's just a centralized system to manage all the job listings, manage all the candidates that apply for the jobs, and then move them through your hiring process and being able to track that timeline.
Okay.
Okay. So the other side to this program, yeah, go ahead.
When as we hiring managers and human resource people, this introductory that you're giving me, is that available for them?
Not so much of a one-on-one like you and I. And we do record all of our training sessions, but the help center is where I would direct them to, because down at the very bottom, you've got getting started, manager's guides, and depending on what areas they're working in, they'll be able to pick it up really quick. Just the nature of ApplicantStack, how simple
Okay.
it is.
Okay.
If you did want additional training, we do provide it. There's just, charges associated with that.
Okay. I'm just finding myself feeling a lot more comfortable as you talk with this app. So,
Absolutely.
and I've watched people over the years get kind of skewed in what they do in a program. They can do this side real good, but then they never knew that other part was there. So,
Absolutely.
an overview when they get started is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
So,
So you do have these overview videos here, and it's just kind of a
get
walkthrough. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. But if you
Perfect.
ever feel that's
Okay.
not enough, just let us know, and we'll get you some additional training.
Okay.
That's not a problem.
Okay.
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 So the other component to this is the onboarding side. So that's when I'm ready to hire Nathan here and I move him through the process, I can add a hired phase. And this tells the system, I've sent them an offer letter, I'm ready to onboard them. Now I'm going to send them paperwork. So they can complete tax information, look at our policies and procedures, sign a non-compete, whatever you need that new hire to fill out and complete. So once I move them into the hired phase, it'll push them into the onboarding side. Now to access the onboarding side, I just come to the top right-hand corner up here, and I go switch products from recruiting to onboarding. And it's going to shoot me into the onboarding portal. Just like the recruiting side, we start in the library. So we're going to upload all of our new hire documents. We include some documentation for you in the trial account. You'll see that. So you get state and federal tax documents, W-4s, I-9s. You'll get background checks, drug screening. So you'll just come over the top and add the additional paperwork that you need your new hires to complete.
Okay. Our employee handbook has several pages to it. Does this hold the whole handbook, or does it just hold the sheet that they sign to saying they received it?
If you have your entire handbook in a digital format, yeah, you can upload it into here.
Okay.
Okay.
One of the things I ran into in the past is that over the years, as the handbook changed, if we got sued, the personnel attorneys would want to know, well, what handbook version are they operating from? And so depending on when we updated it, what we updated might have changed from what they were working from.
Sure.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Sure does. Yeah.
So, yeah, we need those accurate documents, and I didn't even think that we might be able to keep all that here.
You can.
And if we can, that's wonderful. So,
okay. So then, same idea. If you want to have questionnaires that you want them to fill out as a part of the onboarding process, you can design emails because the onboarding process does have a workflow. I'll show you that. But the checklists is extremely helpful because it allows you to pre-design new hire packets for specific jobs. So if every new hire fills out the same paperwork, just design one checklist. But if your CNA has a different paperwork flow than, say, a doctor, then you can design a CNA or you can design a doctor checklist. And so all you do in here is you'll just build that checklist, right? So all the forms from your library will be over here. I can just drag and drop. Here's the forms that I need this employee to fill out.
Okay.
Okay, so you're just designing that new hire packet, that paperwork. Okay.
Can we export these to another program or
You sure can.
to a backup somewhere or something? Okay.
Uh-huh. They'll be in our system permanently, so we don't delete anything unless you go in there and delete it as an admin. But yes, all of these forms, as they get filled out, so if I go to my Hires tab up here, this is going to pull up all of the employees that I'm getting ready or that I've pushed out paperwork to. And it will show me,
Okay.
how much of that they've completed. And then, of course, you've got the stage that they're in,
Yeah.
right? So if I click on one of these
Wow.
new hires, it'll show me, of course, the job that they applied for, basic information. But then if I scroll down, it'll show me the forms that I've sent them to fill out. So I-9, WOTC, W-4. And then as they complete them, they come back through and I can view them as a PDF. I can save them to my local machine so that they're retrievable.
Okay.
Okay. So once I build that packet, employees receive an email that's secure and they have to verify who they are to access the portal that you see on your screen right now. So you've hired me, you've sent me an email, I've verified my email address. Now I'm clicking into this portal and I'm viewing the information that I need to complete. So there's a handbook in here that you've uploaded for them to review, sign off on. Now I've got an I-9 that I need to complete. So I just hit start task and I can fill it out straight through the system. I don't have to print it. I don't have to handwrite it. I can fill it out digitally.
Okay. Perfect.
Yep. So
And then how do they sign that form?
it's just a click to sign. So down at the bottom, they just electronically sign off on it.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Okay. So very user friendly. You just upload the documents that they need to fill out. You're able to track the progress through your portal here. You'll be able to see the paperwork that
Okay.
you've sent them. And then once it comes back, I can view it as a PDF.
Well, one of the things when we have an annual survey, the surveyors always goes through personnel records. And so I didn't think about keeping them here. I guess we could, but it might be a little bit more cumbersome than if we put them into a different format or printed them out and put them in a file for. So
Yeah, a couple different ways to do
if
that.
we can export, then I think to some kind of PDF file or Word or something, I think we can. Sounds like we can do that and overcome those problems.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very simple.
I'm not sure I want the surveyor in the middle of this. This doesn't look like a place she needs to be.
Right. Well, you can give different access, different visibility, right? When you hire new individuals, if you want to give them access into here, you can give them access into just the onboarding side, or you can give them access into the recruiting side, or both. Right?
So, I could do a surveyor privilege, whatever, and they could just go into the onboarding side, and if it said the I-9 was complete, then she could click on the I-9, see it, but she couldn't change it or delete it.
Correct.
I guess we could set it up for her to look and get satisfied, but not mess with our stuff.
Correct.
Okay. With the fewer hands that have to touch something, the better I like it. So.
Right. So onboarding, very simple. Recruiting, very simple. And then you've just got reports. So in the reports section, mainly on the recruiting side, but you can run reports on the onboarding side, look at paperwork, things like that. On the recruiting side, you can run like source performance. So you can see which job boards are performing better for you, where your candidates are coming from, just to kind of give you some feedback, right? Which job board's working better than another. But you can also custom build reports, which is very nice. So down at the bottom here, I mean, we've got a report to show you all different types of information. It just depends on what you want to see. And as long as it's being pulled into our system, we can run a report on it. So to build a custom report is very simple. You just select your base, your foundation. So I'll just select candidate details. And then to the right of the report, I can actually clone it. And when I clone the report, I can name it, I can save it so I don't have to keep building this report. And then down at the bottom, I basically just select from all my fields what I want to run a report on. So the selected fields is the foundation. So right, this was the candidates report that I selected on. So it's going to give me candidate information. Let's say I want to add more. So I want to put in a candidate score. I want to put in a state. And then that's all the candidate information I need. Maybe I want to run something about a job name. So I would add a job.
Man, that's easy.
Yep.
Okay, just click and drag.
Just click and drag, yep. So if there's questions that I want to search for, so I want to search for all of my candidates, I can do that. So yeah, you just sit here and drag and drop it, and then that will build your report, and then you can just save it and run the report, and it will show you that information. So extremely simple.
Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah. So I mean, that's ApplicantStack. It's very user-friendly. It actually takes me longer to talk about than it does to use. So once you get into the trial account and you start playing around, you'll see just how simple it really is, right? It's just very, very helpful.
I'm looking at the icons across the top, and one of them is DocuSign login. If they're able to click and sign on the forms, why would you use a DocuSign?
No, so that's just that's not involved in ApplicantStack. Those are just my quick links. So
okay.
Yeah.
That's really for you. I wouldn't have that and have a reason to use it. Okay.
Correct. Yeah. So when you log in, yeah, you won't see these tabs up here. Those are my personal tabs here at Swipe Clock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. I was getting a little confused on them, but I could see the Salesforce, but I couldn't understand the DocuSign. It seemed redundant to me.
Sure.
So.
Oh, good catch. Good catch.
So, Nate, I appreciate you spending time with me this morning.
Yeah, you're very welcome. I'll send you this call so that you can share it with Tammy, and then I'll send you the pricing structure. And again, it's just month to month. So if you wanted recruiting and onboarding with the 6 licenses, you're $135 per month. So very budget friendly.
Wonderful. Okay.
Okay. Let me know if you have any other questions. Otherwise, in your trial account, you can upgrade at any time, and I'll be notified, and then we get you over into the implementation and training. So all you need to do is from your home screen, go into your billing page, and it'll say upgrade to full account. And then you'll just plug in a credit card, put in the company billing address, and then off you go. And then I'll get you over into the training and implementation team. They'll reach out, get that scheduled, and then, yeah, you can start posting immediately. I mean, you can post right now through your trial account.
Okay.
Okay.
Nate, Tammy was the lead on this until she was unable to be here, so I'm not sure you have my email to send me the call.
Let me look. Nope, it looks like I've just got Tammy's.
Okay.
So let's see.
Mine is B Lassiter at phh.care.
And would you spell that for me? How do you spell Lassiter?
Lassiter.
T-E-R. And then it was pph.com, right? P-H-H.
phh.care.
.care. Okay. And your name one
Yeah.
more time, was it Brian?
Brad.
Brad. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Brad.
It must sound like Brian when I say it. I got a brother named Brian, and people have asked me that for years. So.
All right. Well, Brad, you won't get it from me. No Brian here. So I will send you the
All right, man.
information. Let me know if you have any other questions, okay?
Thank you, Nate. You have a good day.
You too, Brad. Talk soon.
See you.
Okay, bye.